All right.
All right. It's another episode.
It's been a while.
The surf. How do you even say that in an Australian accent? This surfer,
Sofa.
crikey
Crikey, sofa, tomato. I don't
on the
know.
sofa tomatoes.
I'm not too good at that one. That's a toughie. But
Aussies are hard.
these are hard stuff. But
Yeah.
we're back. It's another excellent episode of Sofa
Excellent.
Survivors.
Sofa survivors.
And we are back. We are here. I am Tom Sofa.
And I'm Mike Tomato.
And we're here to discuss season 10, episode 5 of Sofa Survivors. We're also going to go over season 10, episode 6 as well. But we can't talk about 6 without talking about 5. That's the thing.
It's a double feature.
Yep. That's 3 double features in a row. Look out for another one coming up.
Double feature.
So this episode is called The Best and Worst Reward Ever.
And I don't know, is it the best and worst reward ever?
We'll talk about it. We'll get there.
Okay.
But we got Karor and Oolong still going at it. Karor, we got Katie, Ian. We got Tom, Janu. We got Greg, Jen. We got Kobe. We got Karen. We even have Willard. Oolong, we got Bobby John. We got Steph. We got James. We got Ibrahim. We got Angie.
And they were dropping like flies.
And Oolong's having a hard time.
They're really struggling. They really are.
Wanda, Jonathan, Jolanda, Ashley, Jeff, and Kim. They're gone. There's only 14 people left on this island. It's night 11.
9/11.
It's night 11.
I know. Just never forget. Just in case you forgot.
And if you are watching the YouTube, I know we got a lot of listeners. If you're watching the YouTube, Jolene is just front and center right now.
Oh, yeah. She's checking it out.
So tune in. Take a look at this cat.
Look at her. Look at my beauty, baby.
She really is pretty.
Look at my baby.
So night 11 on the island of Palau. And Jennifer and Greg are getting a little freaky at night.
I had them, my first notes that I wrote down in this episode, flirty, cuddly, sexy time. That's fucking gross, Jen and Craig.
It is a little gross. James and Bobby John lead Oolong to a cave to get out of the rain. And Angie gets so upset that they are lost in the jungle.
Yeah, they get lost.
And they get poured on all night.
Brutal. It's a bad night for Oolong.
Yeah.
Really bad night for Oolong.
So
Angie's
bad.
in like practical tears, breaking down. It's raining.
Yeah, there's a couple breaker downers these episodes.
They're lost in the jungle. And I feel for Angie at this point. They've done nothing but lost and get shit on by the weather.
And Angie's giving her all out
She really
there.
is.
She's fighting like a dog. So, and then we got Tom, who also didn't sleep well because he had to tend the fire all night.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to step over Willard every single time to get there. And Willard just did not get the hint that he should help or perhaps swap places with Tom.
Right.
Or do something to make it like helpful to the tribe.
But also, like, it's nighttime and y'all are going to bed. Just let the fire die.
Well, so here's the thing. So it's raining. So if you let the fire die and it gets wet, you can't.
You could just make another fire the next day.
Man, it's so much easier to start a fire that you already got going or keep going,
I guess
type of thing. And once it gets wet,
true,
it's all screwed up. And if it rains, there's all the other wood is going to be wet.
Fair. I can understand
It's
that.
a huge rainstorm.
I just didn't understand the priority to keep the fire alive at night.
And you know what? A lot of the listeners probably are thinking the same thing. So don't worry, you're not alone.
Good.
You're not.
And with Willard, I think at this point in the show, it really was showing that like the writing's on the wall for Willard. Like his minutes are counted.
Yeah, I think he might be he's a lawyer. I think he might be ready to go. He's kind of like,
he's not really in any of the challenges. And he's not really helping out around the tribe.
Yeah.
So like, what is he doing?
Totally. So we have a little. What is this? Is this the reward challenge
Hell yeah.
where they have to race out to a shipwreck
the sake bottles.
and they got to grab bottles that are underwater, and the first tribe to collect 6 bottles wins. The winning tribe eats tonight, but win or lose, both tribes lose a player.
Right.
And they get stew. They get a little beef stew.
Yeah. So the reward is a meal, and you get to watch as the other tribe votes another person off.
Yep.
That was the reward.
Oh, yeah.
There is another element of it that gets like later on. We see what happens with it, but I guess we can get there when we get there.
So they go ahead and they go through this here, this challenge, this immunity challenge, this reward challenge, this combo challenge, and everybody's kind of doing fine. Oolong takes an early lead.
I was really rooting for Oolong at this point in the show. I was really feeling for him. They've lost everything.
Yeah.
The morale is really low after a shitstorm, and this is a challenge that they could very easily win.
For sure. And I will say that James, not my favorite character. He's certainly a character.
Yeah, he's not my favorite.
Not my favorite character by any means. However, it's fun to see him fail.
Okay. Yeah.
And he truly, like, he heard Stu and he was like, oh my God, Stu? I love, like, he's a big Stu fan.
Big Stu guy.
So for them to lose and him not get Stu and have to watch everybody else eat Stu, love it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So
devastating.
Needless to say, Ibraheim made a mistake. He
biffs it.
Didn't realize that you have to pull the bottle, so he started pulling the
he's like trying to untie it underwater.
He's trying to pull the rope. He was trying to untie, but he's also trying to like pull the rope rather than the bottle.
Okay. So that was his issue?
That's what they said.
I was seeing it as he was trying to untie the thing, and then he also doesn't seem like a very strong swimmer. So I think he was also having trouble like swimming down to get them.
Right. So yeah, big Ibraheim fail.
Huge. He is the reason they lost.
Yeah, like it started off like even 2-2, then it went, stayed 4-4. And then when Ibraheim failed, Ian he struggled to find a bottle. But once he found where a couple bottles were, then he circled back and went to get the final bottle and scored the final 2 points to take the lead.
Yep.
And so yeah, Karor wins the stew, but somebody's going home.
There is one person going home from each tribe today,
which is good.
Which I needed. Like I needed Karor to have less people. It's been too good for them for too long.
I agree. And we're not getting enough like drama, enough back and forth with it. The only little drama is like Karen getting pissed off and being a Karen.
Right. Like there is a little, you start to see like the game being played at Karor after the reward challenge.
Yes. We're going to get into that.
You start to like get the breakdown of like who's doing what, who's aligning where.
Yeah.
I'll let you explain that and I'll see if my notes align with yours.
Sure. So first off, Ian is singing a really bad song after they win, and he's like hooling. And did you catch that?
Yeah, it was stupid.
It was brutal.
I fast forward.
Cringe, terrible. Steph over at Oolong, not a good loser.
No, poor loser. Okay, so with Steph, she's kind of a baddie. Like she's a very she's an athletic girl. She's very like motivated to win, very challenge heavy, and she's a pharma rep and former college athlete.
Yeah.
And I wrote in my notes, I don't know if I did it on this episode or the other one, but either way, I am curious. I don't know if I could ever find this out. If she is a pharma rep for Purdue and she's selling oxys. I wonder if that's what she does.
I wonder.
Because I don't know, just her disposition kind of gives me Purdue.
She's a beast.
Pharma rep, because that's what they did.
She's a beast. She gets it done.
Hello, bud. Oh, thank you.
Everyone wants to get Ibraheim out after he blew it. This Oolong tribe, they are all about who screwed up the challenge. That's who's gone next. They're just so used to losing. It's a shame that they think that way, but
They see red, and Ibrahim is red.
yeah. Willard is starting to worry that he'll go home. I got a brilliant Kobe quote here.
Yeah.
If Katie gets further than me, I'll just puke, puke, puke.
I have a good Kobe quote.
What do you got?
When he's talking about Greg and Jen,
Yeah.
he refers to them as Ken and Barbie.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
I did.
Yeah, I liked that.
I got another Kobe quote coming up here in a bit.
Okay, come on, Kobe.
Well, last Sofa Survivors, we had a lot of James quotes. This one's a Kobe quote.
This is a Kobe episode.
But I'm going to get to that here in a bit. Greg and Jennifer want to make a secret alliance with Kobe and Janu.
Yes.
To vote off the rest of Karor down the road,
Yes.
which is just brilliant thought, like really, really smart thinking. And I like that they're playing the game.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think they're the first ones to play the game that we've seen on Karor.
Yeah, they're saying these guys are going to be the threats down the road.
Yeah.
Let's get ahead of that before they're going to eat us or we're going to eat them.
Exactly.
Type of thing.
So this is how I have the potential like alliances breaking down on Karor.
Yeah.
So it's Kobe and Janu.
Right.
They're one. And then Greg and Jen are the other.
Right.
And then I have Tom, Katie, Ian, Karen, and Willard all kind of existing in the other.
Kind of.
Minus kind of Willard and Ian.
Well, so Willard's being a little bit difficult, just a little bit. And then Karen hates Katie.
Right. So
Kobe hates Katie.
And Kobe hates Katie.
And Katie apparently doesn't do much around.
No, I think Katie, if Karor is to lose, Katie's the next out.
Really?
Yeah. After
Could be Karen.
I see Katie before Karen.
We'll see. Kobe. So as Greg and Jennifer are trying to get Janu and Kobe to go with this little alliance thing, Kobe goes, he calls Tom the biggest poser, which I thought was just a hilarious thing to say.
Yeah, I don't.
I
didn't understand
that. He is the biggest fucking poser. He's such a poser.
Which
is so not true. Tom is himself. He's a fucking firefighter.
Yeah.
He is so him.
Tom is not.
There's nothing poser about him.
He's not been phony at all this entire season.
He's kicking Bobby John's butt.
He's literally the reason they're winning.
Yeah, he's
most of these challenges.
He's the tank behind the whole thing. He's leading. Whatever. Hilarious. So Karor Tribal comes, and there's a lot that gets said during this tribal.
Yeah, this is where I see Jeff like really kind of get those drama juices flowing.
Yeah,
he's really trying.
I will say that he tried, but the tribe did a good job of not giving him anything.
That's true.
I just wrote down a whole lot of nothing said.
Same.
Katie got 1 vote, and Willard got a clean 5.
Yep.
Willard, the tribe has spoken, I wrote. And then I wrote down Willard's final words. Did you?
Oh, I wrote down Willard's final words too. Stick to the plan, which I thought was very eerie.
Stay strong, stick to the plan, finish them off.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I thought that was eerie. The finish them off was like, ooh, Willard, spooky.
Yeah. Willard there's something going on.
He's out for blood, that old man.
So Oolong comes in, and the food looks pretty good.
The stew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just hungry at the time, but I'm hungry now. I'm thinking about it.
I don't really like beef stew.
I mean,
it's not one of my favorite dishes. Like, it's comfort food. I understand it's very popular in the wintertime around here. I'm not a fan.
I could just see it being a very delicious, hearty thing if you're surviving on an island and starving.
For sure.
I
bet you I would love it. In the middle of Palau after I've eaten nothing but coconut shreds for 2 weeks.
Yeah. But I'm a simple guy. It doesn't take much to satisfy me food wise.
Sure.
So, and Angie says, I'm frustrated.
Yeah, I have morale. Oolong morale is real low.
Yeah.
Really low at this point. Like, you can just tell that they just hate it.
Mm-hmm.
They hate everything about it. And then Karor is just munching on their stew. I did like that Kobe told Karor before they went to tribal that like don't rub it in your face.
Yeah.
Like don't make the loud smacking noises
Right.
or laughing
I like that too.
or jeering and stuff. I thought that was
classy.
That was classy.
Classy. Respect. And then we get hit with an awesome fucking twist. Mike, tomato. What is the twist?
Okay, so this is the gag. This is gag number 1 of the 2 gags that happened at this tribal council. So gag number 1 is that Karor gets to choose who gets immunity on Oolong.
Yep.
So they all vote and they choose the second gag of the episode and they choose Ibrahim to be safe after it was really looking like the entire Oolong tribe was rallied against him.
So the best part about this is that there's 4 people on Oolong at the time. And what was so great is that everybody fucking got votes.
Yeah.
That could have gotten immunity. So it was drama. It was fucking just good TV.
Yeah.
Angie got a vote for immunity.
I think that was Kobe.
Yeah. Ibrahim got 3 votes. Steph got 2 and Bobby John got 2. Like, because
I don't think James got any.
Well, fuck James. You're right. He didn't.
Yeah.
So I think that Steph or Bobby John deserve to have immunity to stay just based on their efforts, their skill. They're putting it all out there.
I would 100% agree.
And I mean, Bobby John's just mental is just unbelievable for losing so much. And he's just like, it's going to be all right. And he's just very, very positive all the time. And he is the last person to point the finger for the most part.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
A lot of respect.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So yeah, Ibrahim gets fucking immunity.
Gag.
Bananas.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword because like I do think he probably should have been eliminated.
Maybe.
But at the same time, it's another week of eye candy for me, baby.
That's right. That's right. So then with Ibrahim safe, Oolong has no idea who the hell they're going to vote for and what's going to happen. They kind of have to do what we call the scramble.
Yeah.
The scramble. And some votes go out, and it ends up being 2 votes for Angie, 2 for Bobby John, and 1 for James.
Yep.
So we get a tie, which means that we got to go to a tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I think that Oolong is going to choose to save Bobby John over Angie.
Yeah.
And I would have rather have seen James go home personally.
I
think
too.
that it's a little bit of a witch hunt going for Angie.
Yep.
And
she's really not a bad player.
Amazing player.
Yeah, I don't understand the logic of like we have to save Bobby John because he's a better player, but in the challenges it actually hasn't been that way. Angie's actually been more of an asset in the challenges than Bobby John has.
As far as matchups are concerned, definitely. Yeah. But when they were doing the bag thing where they had to carry the bags, Bobby John was carrying 60.
Yeah, like for the brute strength stuff. Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, just to his credit. His credit. But bye, Angie.
Bye, Angie. I'll miss your tits.
Sad to see you go. I thought Angie was just a strong player. I really think that Angie, Bobby John would have been a really, really, really fun duo come the merge.
I think so. I agree.
And it's just a shame that some players get the short end of the stick, and I feel like Angie might have just gotten the short end of the stick one too many times.
She did. I really think so. I really think it was just bad timing for Angie.
Yeah. So all in all, I thought that was a very good episode. I enjoyed it. We did record this one a little bit later than we initially were going to, so I watched it like 5 days ago, and I was excited to not have to watch the next episode, and I was able to give it a couple days break.
Sure.
So I got to watch the next episode today, which was nice. Mm-hmm. I like having that little break in between, especially now that the most recent current season of Survivor just ended. I don't have Survivor to watch this week.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have a little episode to watch.
So at the end, did you pay attention to see who voted for who?
I didn't pay attention to see, but because I watched the next episode, I know who voted for James.
Right.
Okay.
So I stayed and watched it.
Talk to me.
I wrote in my notes that I thought Steph voted for Angie.
Did she?
I don't know.
I thought Steph voted for Bobby John.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Like in the tiebreaker.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
in the tiebreaker, Steph did vote for Angie.
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
tiebreaker.
That
But
makes sense.
Steph voted for Bobby John beforehand.
In the
though.
beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. But she lies and
She lies in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Just clearing that up because I was a little confused for a second.
So at this point, I who do you think is going to win? Last time you and me were saying Ian.
Yeah, I think Ian is still a possible winner.
Okay.
I see Ian or Kobe.
I'm shifting.
You gonna go Steph?
I'm going to go Steph.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair.
I'm going to go Steph. I think that she is without a doubt going to make the merge.
Yeah, I think she'll make the merge.
When she gets into that merge, she is going to fuck some shit up.
You think?
Yeah, I think like when they do this the single challenges, when like it's single immunity rather than team immunity.
Yeah.
I think that Tom is going to be a lot better at with a team rather than rolling solo. I think that he needs, Batman's nobody without Robin.
Yeah.
But Wonder Woman's kind of just Wonder Woman.
I see what you're saying.
She can hold her own all day long.
I think that's very possible.
So
I see that happening.
And Ian's a great Robin to Batman Tom.
Yes. Yeah, but I think Ian can hold his own more than, say, Tom, perhaps, in some things.
In some things, yeah. It goes both ways for both those guys. But
I don't know. But I'm going to change my vote to Kobe because I want to see some homosexual representation.
Love it.
For the winners.
Love it. Love it. Great choice. I hope he wins.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
It would be.
I don't know if he would be the first gay winner.
No, Richard.
Oh, that's right.
Richard, first winner of all time.
Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, we don't need it. We already have it.
You've seen one full season of Survivor
and already
officially,
forgot.
And you have no idea that
no,
that's your tribe, man.
That is my tribe. I'm just a bad ally. Just a bad ally. That's all I am.
Thanks so much for tuning in to season 10, episode 5. If you want to take a little pause ski on your pod, take a little break, a little relax action.
Get some water.
Grab some water.
Make some popcorn.
A little snack action.
Think about maybe take your dog for a walk if you have a dog.
Yeah.
Give your cat some Go-Gurt.
Take a second. Switch on over to Sofa Tomatoes if you're just looking for a different vibe for a little bit.
Shoot
Sofa
us
Tomatoes.
an email at sofatomatoespod@gmail.com.
Correct. Shoot us an email. Let us know who you think's going to win if you haven't seen it before, or spoil the whole season for us. We don't care.
Yeah, do it.
Spoilers, whatever.
Give me something.
Whatever. So yeah. La 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 la. Do 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 bow 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 down down bow down.
Are you trying to do Jeopardy?
I don't know what I was trying to do. I was just throwing out some random things that just felt like I was gonna hit.
Totally.
Anywho, let's zoop 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 zoop. We're here. We're back. Sofa Survivors, and this is season 10, episode 6. Jellyfish in chips.
Jellyfish and chips.
And I am still Tom Sofa.
And I have never not been Mike Tomato.
And we got Karor going up against Oolong still, and they are fighting a tribe v tribe action.
It's a battle.
Who do we have left on Karor, Mike? Can you name them all?
We have Tom.
Yep.
Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Janu.
Yep.
Karen.
Nope. Just kidding.
Yeah. Karen.
That's why I said just kidding.
Katie.
Yep.
Is that everyone?
Jennifer.
Did
you say Greg?
Greg.
Yep. No, that's everybody on Karor. Who do we have on Oolong?
Steph. Bobby John. James. Ibrahim.
That's right. That was a tough one.
Crushed it.
Can you name everybody that's gone home?
No fucking way.
Do you want to try? You can say no. I respect.
No, okay.
No.
So Angie, Willard,
Who went home first before we all even started? Let's start.
Oh, what the fuck is his name? Frat bro. I don't know. I don't remember his name. John Jacob Jingleheimer.
Jonathan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, crushed it.
Nice.
And then there was another woman, Karen, Sharon,
Wanda. Yep.
Who
was the leader of the Oolong tribe initially? Jolanda. How could you forget Joe?
I forgot about Jolanda. I'm so sorry, Joe.
Ashley.
Boob
job. Other Jeff. We couldn't have two Jeffs.
That's right. Right.
Kim. Wasted Kim. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you missed a few.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Wanda.
Yeah. You already said Wanda.
Well, I gotta really make sure that
I know, because Wanda's very important.
Yeah, we missed a lot of Wanda.
Wanda was the most important.
So there's 12 left, and I said, I just wrote this down. 12 left. This is Survivor. So we are at the Oolong tribe. It's night 12.
Night 12. Vibes bad.
Yeah, Steph is upset, and she is set on Ibraheim being next to go.
Yep.
Then James went ahead to light up Ibraheim, just hitting him hard. Blame blame that. And Bobby John's just playing it cool. He's chilling. He's got that solid perspective. He's just like, it is what it is kind of thing.
Yeah, he's not really rising to anything.
He's not a hater.
No, he's not a hater, which is kind of surprising.
And respecting.
Because they're all from Alabama, the three boys.
Which is crazy.
And I thought that was interesting.
Really weird.
And I thought because of that, I think maybe James might be leaning into it a little bit towards the end of the episode where it's just like, my white boys got my back.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of thing.
Maybe.
I was picking up a little bit of that.
I kind of felt that too. Karor, they're showing some productivity. They're just doing some positive things around camp.
They're
go ahead.
Vibing on Stu.
They are.
They're waking up with so much energy. There's never been more energy on this Palau beach in the history of Palau.
For real. Vibes are good. The only thing that's not so good is Kobe's upset that Katie's crafting with her time.
Yeah.
Rather than doing something productive. But really, who gives a shit?
Who gives
in my opinion.
Flying fook if Katie wants to make a hair braid thing.
Yeah, seriously. It doesn't matter. And Karen, she's also bothered by Katie still.
Karen hates her. I think Karen, if she could, would literally push Katie into the mouth of a hungry shark.
Oh, for sure. She'd kick her into a volcano. That's for sure.
Damn straight.
Instant. Then Tree Mail. Hello.
Tyra Mail.
It comes. And it is some sort of shooting competition.
Well, it's a box first. No?
Right.
No. It's the reward is the guns?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gun first.
It's a shooting competition that they have coming up here.
Yes.
What you got to do is you got to shoot all 8 tiles. And with this intense replica World War II gun.
But it's like an airsoft gun, really.
Yep. And everybody gets one shot at a time. The reward is you get to board onto a boat to have Pringles and Mai Tais. And then you get to cruise out to
Jellyfish Lake.
Where millions, I repeat, millions
and billions
of jellyfish have lost their ability to sting. And you get to swim through them and snorkel through them.
Because allegedly it's fresh water, and that's why they lost their ability to sting.
Unbelievable.
Which the videos of this lake were immaculate.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I really hope that it still exists to this day.
I bet it does.
I didn't even Google it or anything. I haven't checked.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, though. So for this one, Katie, Janu, Jen, and Ian are going to sit out.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was an interesting choice, personally. So Oolong gets to go first, which means Bobby John is leading. And they kind of go back, forth. And I kind of just noted how everybody did.
I just wrote Tom was the first, Steph was the second, and then I didn't write anything else after that.
So Tom was first, Steph was second. You're right about that. And then it went Bobby John, Greg, Ibrahim, Karen, or Ibrahim, Steph, Karen, blah, 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 blah. Needless to say, Bobby John went 3 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Greg went 3 for 4. Kobe went 1 for 4. James did not hit 1, even though he claimed that he shot many guns before.
Yeah, he claims to be this like outdoorsy folk from the Navy.
Yeah.
And okay, James.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ibrahim 1 for 4. Tom 1 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Karen 2 for 4. And motherfucking Steph 4 for 4.
Yeah, just fucking queen shit.
Doesn't miss.
Yeah, just literally put the entire team on her back.
Yeah, so clutch. They win. Oolong reward. The Pringles are dope. They're Survivor themed.
This is what I wrote down about the Pringles too, because I thought it was fucking sick that they had like trivia facts printed on the the individual chips.
Yeah.
Bring that shit back, Pringles.
For real.
That's everything.
I was so close. Like, if somehow we had a couple days to do this, I was close to even like hopping online and seeing if I can get like an unopened one for us.
Oh my god,
I bet they're still good. You think that they're bad by now? If
I mean, the preservatives,
Pringles are probably fake.
They're probably like
probably
Armageddon proof.
Yeah, it's like
Twinkies.
Like Twinkies, like McDonald's French fries.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought about looking it up, but anywho.
But some of the trivia facts that were fascinating. I wrote that I thought it was interesting that it was women. Mm-hmm. There's more women winners in the history of Survivor. I thought that was really fascinating. I did not know that. I mean, that was at this time. I don't know what it is today. But by this time, there was more women winners.
Totally. Love it. Bobby John has some good words. He goes, from here on out, he has a from here on out toast. He goes, we win and we go with the tide. That's what he says.
Sick speech, bro. And
then they hop into Jellyfish Lake. And I wrote, looks absolutely stunning.
Magical. Magique.
To be a jellyfish swimming amongst the jellies where you can't zap each other.
Ugh. And you're not going to get eaten by anything. What a time to be alive.
It just looks so beautiful. I bet it's so fun to go through. And I bet that's the type of thing that they only allow like 30 swimmers a day or like 50 a day.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I bet it's not just like a public thing. I hope.
I don't know. I definitely think they probably like booked it off for the show.
Yeah, I just bet if there's too many people in there, I bet it would be so bad for the jellies type of thing.
Totally. Yeah. Leave it to humanity to destroy the environment.
I'm saying.
Totally.
So it looks amazing, and I am ready to book a flight.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
So the nighttime comes, and Karor has a terrible rainstorm that leads to a windstorm.
High winds, bad rain equals Janu panics and calling it quits.
And literally, Tom has to go and talk up Janu and like take time, and good guy Tom. Good guy Tom.
Yeah, no, Tom, he's a firefighter. He cares about people. But here's my little tea about this whole like Janu freak out thing. Is that Karor has had it good this entire time.
Yeah, she don't even know.
Karor has been vibing on vacation.
Yeah.
This entire series so far.
Yeah.
Because not only do they like have a professional shelter and everything, they've won everything.
For real.
So they've never really been hungry, and they've never really had to like struggle with like resources either.
Right.
So this was like a first moment for them where they just like had a bad night's sleep.
Yeah.
And Janu is already losing it.
It's
Which
tough.
there might be some things that we didn't see like off camera, whatever. But it really just seems like Karor is vibing.
For sure. I really got like big time Angie freak out vibes when Janu was freaking out. I was just kind of like, it happens, no worries. Angie's been there, Janu, whatever. I noted that Katie was happy to not be the drama queen of the moment.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, at least, she knows herself. Call a spade a spade.
She knows.
A spade's a spade.
Yeah, I
Plain
think
and simple.
I will give Katie the benefit of the doubt in the way that she is very self-aware of her role within this tribe and her role in the TV show.
Right.
Where she said that she's just here to entertain.
Yeah, she's vibes. Oolong must make a box impenetrable, and Karor has to do that as well with a rope. And James claims that he's going to tie this rope because he was in the Navy, and he's like, it's a rope that when they try to untie it, that it just tightens or whatever. Yeah, some sort of magic rope.
The impossible knot. The knot that never loosens.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, James just fucks this episode up.
It's ridiculous. And then on their way to the immunity challenge, did you catch this? James just shouts, "Regulators!"
No, I didn't. Like the song?
Yes.
Okay. Go off, James.
Which I thought was hilarious, but was probably a popular song at the time. Very popular at the time.
Yeah, it actually probably was. Because this was like, what, 2007?
Yeah, something like that. I was dying when he did that.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Regulators! I just wish you said, mount up. So funny. So we get to the immunity challenge, and everybody has 20 minutes to retrieve lumber and make the flag ungettable.
Yes, and the flag is in this box that they initially had to tie up. And then they got to this beach where there's bundles of wood just floating out in the ocean. And so they got to go swim out in the ocean, grab these bundles, build essentially a pyre above this box to prevent the other team from getting into it. And then they'll switch, and then they try and undo each other's work.
Yep. Precisely. And so they go off and they go get the bundles. And then James is kind of sitting back to tie the rope. And his dumbass doesn't tie the rope. He ties his toga.
Doesn't even tie the toga.
He can't figure it out.
Doesn't even tie the toga.
Can't fucking figure it out. What a dumb. And Karor, they're doing good. Oolong seems like they're doing good. It's kind of going back and forth a little bit. And it seems like Oolong possibly might win. And then Karor takes a steady lead, and then they hold the lead, and then they end up freaking winning immunity.
They crushed them, actually.
And I wrote down, something tells me, bye-bye, James.
I definitely thought the same thing.
But I said maybe it'll be Ibrahim. There's a chance that they could
flip.
Still hold that he should have gone home first and then get James later. Go ahead.
But before we went to the immunity, or was this after the immunity challenge?
This would be after, I believe.
Where Steph and Bobby John are having a strategy meeting.
For sure.
And Bobby John, thinking that James voted for him when it was actually Steph.
Correct.
Steph lies and says, "Oh, no, I would never do that to you, my sweet baby Bobby John." And so the two of them form an alliance that they will team up to vote out James first because Bobby John's salty that he thinks James voted for him. Mm-hmm. And then they'll band together to vote Ibrahim out at the end, and then the two would go on to the merge.
But I have a feeling that they're going to merge beforehand.
You think?
I have a feeling. The only reason that I think that is because I don't know, like 8? Like, they're going to sit 5 fucking people.
I hope what happens is that they lose the challenge and they have to vote 2 people off. Which I don't even know how they would do that, but I hope 2 people get eliminated and then just 1 person from Oolong joins Karor.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I just noted that it was a fun challenge. I thought that it wasn't too entertaining to watch as a challenge standpoint.
No, it wasn't anything special.
But I thought it was solid. And I would say the same thing about the shooting challenge. I thought it was fun, but not super entertaining.
Yeah, nothing special.
And then they go back to camp, and James is just so fucking cocky that he's going to be fine for some reason.
This is when I think, like, the white thing, like the white alliance in his head might be, a little bit inflated.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And Bobby John makes it pretty clear that he's going to go for James, like you said, because Bobby John thinks that James voted for him when it was in fact Steph.
And he's a bitter Betty about it.
And then they get to tribal, and James, I don't know if he gets some sort of feeling in his gut or something that he's next to go home, but he kind of starts like pleading
a little bit
to the rest of the tribe about how the thought process of who should go home is. And he does it in a way where it's not so obvious. He just starts saying how, oh, well, it comes down to how people are at camp and how it is this. It's not just about the challenge. Yeah. It's not just. Meanwhile, if you go back to the tape, he's all challenge. If you fucked up the challenge, you're fucking going home.
Right.
You're a piece of garbage. If you messed up, you're going home. Blah, 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 blah.
Which he's such a hypocrite, because when Ibrahim was on the chopping block, it's the challenge. But when James is on the chopping block for fucking up the challenge, it's about the whole experience.
Yep.
Which, bullshit, mama.
So I thought it was funny how he started pleading that way. It was interesting to see.
I'm not surprised.
And Jeff did such a fucking good job in this tribal.
Jeff called him out.
He called out everybody.
Yeah. Except for Steph. He didn't really call out Steph.
He just added some worry to her. He was just like, these three guys are all from...
Right.
You know...
And you're the only girl. They're all from Alabama.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Jeff did a really good job of pointing out, Ibrahim making mistakes. And then he did a great job pointing out Ibrahim like half running like to the water, and then he pointed out James just being an ass at the challenge, just not even trying. It seemed like not giving his all and
wasting time. And I was shocked by how James was shocked at how much time he wasted.
For real. He is just
like Delulu.
Yeah. I loved seeing Jeff. Jeff really did steer the ship of tribal right there.
Yeah, he did.
So it comes down to votes, and I was shocked that it was a tie between Ibrahim and James. I was
what the fuck is that?
Almost certain that it was going to be everybody voting for James minus James.
That's what I thought.
Why did Steph do that?
I don't know. I think maybe to force the tie.
Why?
To force Bobby John's hand.
What do you mean?
Because
Bobby John voted for James.
But maybe not the first time.
Yeah, he did.
He did the first time?
What?
So, wait. So, for the first round of voting, Steph voted for Ibrahim?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Steph voted with James.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Steph voted with James, and Bobby John voted with Ibrahim. Because Ibrahim voted for James, James voted for Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Which means Steph and Bobby John voted separately.
Maybe.
And Bobby John made it so fucking clear that he was going for James. He's like, he said, I'm taking a shot at James.
Maybe it was like Steph didn't want to look like she was going against her word when she had a conversation with James about who they're going to vote for. And this way it kind of forced her to make the vote against James where she doesn't look like an immediate bad guy.
Yeah, it sure did cushion the blow for James, and he did leave respectfully. So yeah, it came down to a tie, and then they get to the part 2 vote, and it swings to James. Bye, James.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Which he was a little surprised about it.
He was a little surprised.
You saw it in his face when he saw the second James, and he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but he left respectfully. I'm happy to see him go. I don't enjoy seeing him in the game, but he did bring some entertainment value, and like I said, it's fun to see him fail.
He had some funny like quips and one-liners.
Yeah, like I feel like he would be a fun character to bring back if he probably just wasn't racist and a piece of shit, I think. And homophobic and all these other things.
All the phobics.
But I think just the way that he talks and the way that he like goofed around a little bit could have been he could have been a fun villain to bring back. They have some seasons that are like heroes versus villains.
Yeah.
Kind of like Tom's kind of like a hero type of thing. But anyway. So all in all, though, I thought it was a great episode. I thought that it wasn't an amazing episode considering it followed such a good episode 5.
Yeah, where like 5, I got 2 gag-worthy moments.
So
I did
good.
not get very much gag energy on this episode.
But happy to see James go. And I'm looking forward to this tribe or the whole group getting together.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the next episode has in store. I did see the teaser for it.
Me
and
too.
There's a fucking shark.
There's a shark. Tom gets a shark.
That to me is wild.
It's crazy.
But
these things happen, though.
Yeah.
So that's kind of all I got. Do you have anything else for the people?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to Sofa Survivors, and I just appreciate anybody who even gives 30 seconds of time to this. So
30 seconds. Mi abuela.
So hit us up, give us the good shit, check our shit out, see what we got to say. We're saying stuff, and tune in.
Damn straight, we're
tune
saying
into the next stuff. And I'm just gonna plug real quick, if you happen to make it this long. Check out the Tomato Pulpit if you got it some time. Check out Sofa Tomatoes. If we mentioned it once, why not mention it twice?
Just dive into the Sofa Tomatoes podcast cinematic universe.
Literally. So thanks, you guys.
Marvel ain't got shit on our shit.
Literally. So thanks for taking time, and stay groovy and keep on being on and do your thing. Bye.
Okay, bye. Love you.